Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this cute bell sleeve top. I'll also show you how I added this lace up detail. For starters, I'll be using about 2 yards of fabric and this top as my pattern piece. So you're going to first start off by folding your tracing paper or newspaper in half, or just enough to put your top on the fold. Then you're going to improvise your V neckline on how low or how high you want it to be. So basically after you improvise your neckline, you're just going to trace all around. So for the shirt that I'm using, it also has a curved hem and it's more loose fitted, but you can pick whatever shirt you want to use as your template. If you want a crop shirt, you can use a crop shirt. If you want a more fitted shirt, you can use that also. So right now I'm just cutting around my shape. Once again, make sure that you trace on the fold of your paper because you need 2 front pieces, 2 half pieces. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my back piece using my front piece. So once again, I'm just tracing all around. But when you reach the center line, you're going to see I'm going to come out about 1 inch because that's where I plan to insert my zipper. So this will be the back piece. Once again, make sure you cut 2 half back pieces. And as you can see, here's how I plan to insert the zipper. So on the left is my front piece and on the right is the back piece. This is how it should look like. Now I'm showing you how I trace my sleeve. So before we get to the bell part, I'm just going to show you how you get to trace your basic sleeve using your shirt, whatever shirt you're using. So this is how I'm just tracing it. Okay, so now you're going to decide where you want your bell shape to start. So you can just pick randomly where you want it to come out from. For me, it's kind of 8.5 inches where I'm going to start it, or where the length is going to be. And you just want to measure it. So measure the part you start and measure the part of the length. You also need to measure the circumference from where your bell shape starts because you're going to divide that by 3.14. And that's where you're going to be doing what I'm doing right now. So for me, I got about 6 inches. Divide that by 3.14, it's 2. So I'm roughly going around 2 inches. 2 inches from the corner of my paper, just to make that circle shape, as you see. Then you will apply the length, the 8.5 length that I got. I'm going to apply that and go all the way around the same way I did for the circumference. I'm going to do that and go all the way around. But as you're doing it, you may see that you do not have enough paper, as I found out. So just refold your paper, start again, and just continue. Make sure to mark the dots as close to the measurement as possible. That way it'll be neater. It's probably easier to use a ruler or a curved ruler. For the sake of time, I'm just gliding through it, but to make it easier and neater, use a ruler, a curved ruler, so your shape will be nice and neat. I also cut around ½ an inch of seam allowance around my circumference. Now I'm just quickly cutting around my front pattern pieces. You're going to need 2 separate front pieces because you're going to be combining them at the center line for the V-neck. So just fold your paper in half, or your fabric in half, and just cut 2 separate pieces. Also make sure that you cut leaving about ½ an inch of seam allowance. Here I'm just showing you how I plan to combine them and how I plan to hem my V-neck. So right now I'm doing the same to my back piece. Cut 2 separate pieces for the zipper. Repeat the same steps for the sleeve piece, except this time you'll be placing the sleeve on the fold of your fabric and cutting it around, adding at least 1 inch of seam allowance. So make sure your fabric is on the fold when you're cutting the sleeve. So when you open it, it's the one piece, as you can see. You'll need 2 sleeve pieces, so I'm just using the same piece to make my second piece. Now I'm just cutting around my bell shape. I'm also placing it on the fold of the fabric, and make sure to add at least ½ an inch of seam allowance on the bottom. Cut 2 separate pieces also. So this is how I plan to attach the bell shape to the sleeve piece. It's going to look like one piece. So basically right side to right side together and stitch right behind it, like so. and then it's going to be a nice clean attachment. So as you can see, I've serged the bottom and I've attached the bell shape to the sleeve piece. And after you serge the bottom, also hem it again so you don't see the thread. Or you can leave it like that, but use a thread that's more camouflage with the fabric that you decide to go with. So as you can see, I've inserted my zipper. If you want to see how I've inserted a zipper, click on the far right eye icon of this video, and I have a similar tutorial on how to insert a zipper. So here are my two front pieces, and I've hemmed the neckline. And this is how I plan to combine it, by putting right side to right side together and stitching that center line. Now I'm going to show you how I plan to combine the front and back pieces together. As you can see, it's going to be right side to right side together. So I'm going to stitch the top shoulder seam and the side seam. The same with the other side. Shoulder seam, side seams together. Then I'll stitch that center line also. So I've stitched everything together and inserted one sleeve. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach my other sleeve. Everything's all stitched up. You turn your shirt inside out and you leave your sleeve on the right side. Then you insert it in the sleeve hole. And make sure that underseam matches up with the side seam of your bodice. If it's easier for you, probably pin it all around, but for me, I'm just showing you quickly. So this is how I plan to serge all around after inserting my sleeve in. So as you can see, I've serged all around. And now I'm just going to flip it inside out and show you how it's attached. So you can stop here, or you can add some more detail, which I did. I decided to go for a lace up, lace down look. I have a video that shows how to insert these grommets, which I'm doing right now. If you click on the far right eye icon of this video, I have a tutorial that shows how to add grommets to your own clothing. So for the sake of time, I'm just flying through it, but basically I'm just adding grommets one by one all the way around and then inserting a lace through it. So that concludes my tutorial. Thank you guys for always watching and supporting. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. If you also want to see more DIY pics, you can follow me on Instagram at Denise_Oforiwa. And the same thing for Twitter or Facebook, Denise_Oforiwa. So I'll catch you guys at my next tutorial. Bye!